Listen, I want y'all to understand something with these tethers. I want family, please listen to me. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, these tethers, they know good and well that Foundational Black American is not a group or an organization. They know this. They're fully aware. All right? They know this. They're doing that. They're saying that, or just they're doing it for the sake of being disrespectful. All right? That's a tactic, saying that we're a group. That's a tactic to basically try to erase our lineage and turn our ethnicity into a hobby. You understand?
Peace, you know who this is, family. I got to do another video live. This dude Tariq is saying why he keeps doing the same video. Why are people being confused about FBA? Like he does the same video and he makes up a new justification in every video. Like literally the same video with a new justification. But we're gonna get into this. I fast forwarded to the part where after he finished talking to the lady, and I think this is the part where he's talking about being confused. Hopefully it is. But let's get into it.
You coming to the next event?
Well, I'm in the Midwest. I flew
Yeah.
out to see you, but I will probably be there right around spring. I will be
Okay.
back out.
Cool, cool. And you're in Chicago, right?
Between Chicago and St. Louis, yes.
Okay, cool in the gang.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you again, dear.
All right.
Very nice sister. Mia, she came to the Hidden History Museum. We had a great ass time. We had a great time. Listen, I want y'all to understand something with these tethers. I want family, please listen to me. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, these tethers, they know good and well that Foundational Black American is not a group or an organization.
How do we know that? When you trademarked it. You trademarked it. And again, like I showed plenty of times with the receipts, it's a group. You trademarked it. And you keep changing the definition of who is and who is not FBA. How many times have you done this? Like, this is why you got cooked by Vlad. Vlad was literally laughing at you when he watched you change the definition of FBA live in his face. And you said that, well, blood and land. He couldn't even contain himself. Blood and land. But I'm going to let you keep going.
Know this. They're fully aware. All right? They know this. They're doing that. They're saying that, or just they're doing it for the sake of being disrespectful. All right? That's a tactic, saying that we're a group. That's a tactic to basically try to erase our lineage and turn our ethnicity into a hobby.
One, lineage and ethnicity are mutually exclusive terms. They're not interchangeable. A lineage is your bloodline. Your ethnicity is your people. That's two different things. Like you're misusing a sixth grade word, lineage. Like I don't understand. This is why you keep saying people are pretending to be confused, but a smart person who never heard of FBA before, listening to you can talk, would be confused. You just called it a lineage and an ethnicity. It can't be both. Those are literally mutually exclusive terms. But I'm gonna let you keep going. See if you could clean that up, which you can.
You understand? They understand. They're the ones who talking that group shit. Nobody of our lineage has ever said anything like that. So they try to reduce us into like an ideology or a club so we can be under them.
You are ideology. You are a club. You are a group. This is why you don't exist on no paperwork. This is why you even told your own followers not to go to the government or go to court talking about that they FBA or engage with the US government as FBAs. If you can't engage with the government as an FBA, that means the FBA is not a lineage. It's not an ethnicity. It's not a people. Simple as that. If you can't go to the government with that, then it ain't real. If it don't count with the government, it don't count. Like, I don't understand what you don't understand about that, or your followers don't understand about that. And again, you made up the term foundational Black American, and you define who is and who is not a foundational Black American. How can you speak for 40 something million people? That's like me coming up with a term called dark ebony American and saying that anybody lighter than a brown paper bag is not our people. Because that means you got white blood if you lighter than the brown paper bag. So you're not our people. How can I redefine blackness like that? Saying we dark ebony American. And if you pretend you don't know what dark ebony American is, or you pretend like dark ebony American is an ideology, you're being disrespectful. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't.
So they trying to minimize us into something that they can have a hierarchy over. They intentionally use that inaccurate term to try to strip away the fact that foundational Black American is a lineage that's rooted in bloodline, ancestry, genealogy, and documented historic experience.
You just said a whole bunch of nothing. You just said it was a lineage, then you went to ethnicity, now it's back to being a lineage documented in bloodline, ancestry. What else did you say? A bunch of nonsense. Historical documents. Show me the historical document with FBA on it. Like you can't be serious.
So them yelling about us being a group, that's them trying to downgrade our lineage into something that's optional or dismissive. Yeah,
It
they know.
it is optional and it can be dismissed. This is why when Vlad, who be violating you, but you be keep going back on his show because you a clout chaser and a bozo and you're stupid, he always keeps asking people about foundational Black Americans. And what do they say? I never heard of it and it sounds stupid. Every time. He even got you when he asked, I gotta do a video about that. Michael J. White about y'all. When y'all said y'all was, you didn't even realize that he set you up for the kill with that one. But I'm going to save that for another video.
Their own identities are lineages, not groups, but they only play dumb with us. There is something that's
I got to bring that back. Let me bring it back right now.
optional or dismissive. Yeah. They know their own identities are lineages, not groups.
Being a Jamaican is not a lineage. Being a Ghanaian is not a lineage. Your bloodline is your lineage. Your bloodline could be all Jamaican. That's one thing. Your bloodline could be all Ghanaian. It could be all German. It could be all Japanese. But again, your lineage is your bloodline. It's not an ethnicity. All Jamaicans are not a part of the same lineage. They may be a part of all the same ethnicity, but not all the same lineage.
But they only play dumb with us. They don't call Jamaicans a group. You don't call Ghanaians a group. You don't call Haitians a group. But when it comes to our lineage, they want to play semantic games. And they know what they
That's not a semantic game, bro. You calling it a lineage. That's not a semantic game. You trademarking it. That's not a semantic game. You having ownership over it. That's not a semantic game. You being the person who defines who is and who is not an FBA member at your leisure and on your whims. That's not a semantic game. Not a semantic game at all.
do. And they're not dumb. They're trying to be contrary and not acknowledge the ethnicity because it threatens their ability to hijack our Black American identity. That's
No one needs to hijack the Black American identity. Black American identity is anybody black in America. It's always been that way since slavery, unbroken. Again, I challenge anybody to name one era in the history in the last 500 plus years where Black Americans have identified ethnically. It doesn't exist. It's always been racial. This is why, again, most of our leadership has been biracial and Black immigrants, or people with Black immigrant ancestry, or people lighted in a brown paper bag. That couldn't happen if we had an ethnic identity. It don't work like that when you got an ethnic identity. Nobody can hijack it. Black people are the ones who demand everybody who's Black in America identify with them. Remember, every Black immigrant has gotten an unsolicited speech about, well, yeah, you may be Jamaican, but you in America now. And in America, you Black. And if the Ku Klux Klan come through, they're not going to be asking about who Jamaican, who Nigerian, who Ethiopian, who Haitian. They just going to kill us all. And we upgraded that saying from Ku Klux Klan to police. Where it's like, oh, the police don't care. They don't care if you Kenyan. They don't care if you Bayesian. They don't care if you Brazilian. They don't care if you Dominican. They don't care if you from Senegal. They don't care if you from Tanzania. They don't care if you South African. That's literally the Black American identity right there. That's literally a fundamental saying in the Black American community. So how could anybody hijack something that the people are demanding them be a part of and that they are automatically a part of? And they are the leadership in, and they have helped mold and create the identity. Remember, Martin Luther King already said it out of his own mouth. Marcus Garvey is the person who introduced Black pride to Black people on a mass scale. Kwame Ture is the one who got Black people calling themselves Black to begin with. And the list go on. Barack Obama, the most accomplished Black man in American history, and not only the most accomplished Black man, but the most accomplished Black person in American history. And that was because of Black Americans putting them in that position. Nothing like the FBA ideology has ever been a thing or widespread. Because if it was, everything I just said that we know to be historically correct wouldn't have happened. But I'm going to let you keep talking.
What this is all about. Trying to label our lineage as a group, that's a disrespectful colonizer tactic. That's all. It's just meant to undermine us. They know what they're doing. That's an undermining tactic. That's a sign.
You undermine yourself, and now people are colonizers. Come on, Kendrick Lamar's not going to shout you out, bro. You can give it up now. It's been like 2 years since They Not Like Us came out. Give it up.
Of disrespect. You understand? But you say that we're a group or an organization. What you're trying to say, we ain't got no claim, we ain't got no homeland, we ain't got no specific heritage. That's them talking. No, we do. And they can't redefine our lineage. You understand? That's cultural colonization that they're trying to do. And see, that's a strategic way for them to try to avoid accountability for benefiting off of our struggles.
Are you stupid? Name the struggle in the last 100 years that didn't have Black immigrants in it, leading it. You do know, like you can't name it. Like benefiting off your struggle, there is no civil rights movement without Harry Belafonte. Like, are you stupid? Like, I can name plenty more, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait for somebody to challenge me, and then I'm gonna use that as the teaching moment. Because you know, there's always people, dummies, who comment to me, and I just use them for content and say, look what this dummy said, and now let me teach you the real. But keep going.
See, when you acknowledge that we are a lineage, then these groups, they got to admit that they did not fight for those gains that you got. You got to admit that you arrived to benefit from the foundation that foundational Black Americans built. But if you call us a group, it makes it seem like civil rights and affirmative action and black progress was some kind of collective black effort rather than the specific work of us on this land here.
It was a black effort, collective black effort. Like again, like I just named Harry Belafonte. You do know Martin Luther King went to Harry Belafonte to ask for help and came to him with his proposals, right? And it was Harry Belafonte who was doing civil rights before Martin Luther King, who said, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." He brought him to New York, and they talked, and they came up with the plan for the civil rights movement. You do know that, right? Collective effort.
Yeah. So pretending that our lineage is a group, that allows outsiders to try to disrespect and minimize and dismiss the culture. See, when you say foundational Black American is an ethnicity, that commands respect.
Now it's an ethnicity again. Now it's an ethnicity again. So now we just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ethnicity lineage, ethnicity lineage, ethnicity lineage.
If you say it's a lineage, it has borders. Yeah. But trying to say, well, it's just a group, or you can try to dismiss our claims. That's not going to happen because we're standing on lineage business. And also, that's the way sitting here calling our lineage a group. That's done to avoid admitting the power and the centrality of foundational Black American culture worldwide. See, there's always people trying to bring us down a peg. Calling us a group, that's an attempt to kind of
You are a group, but keep going.
squash our influence and pretend that, we're just one of the many optional factions of Black folks. The reality is, foundational Black American culture is American culture. Foundational Black.
One, that's not true. Two, yeah, there's some truth to black culture being American culture, but the white man took that from y'all and made it his culture, and he get all the money and he send it out to the world and he get all the clout from it. So what are you saying? So is it really black culture? If black people create something and they give it to the white man and the white man own it and then he package it and sell it to the rest of the world and he get all the money and all the clout from it, because most of black culture around the world, most people don't know that it came from black people. If you go ask somebody doing rock and roll, somebody doing this or that you could say is black culture, they're gonna say that's just American culture. And they're gonna point to some white person. Y'all got that's an internal issue that black people in America gotta fix amongst themselves. Can't cry about nobody else being confused or not knowing or seeing it that way when the people who created the culture enable it to be seen that way and promote that it be seen that way so they can make more money. Let's be real. You can make more money spreading the culture than holding on to the culture. But I'm going to let you keep going.
American culture is the global blueprint for all modern music, vernacular, fashion, athletics, activism, aesthetics, everything. So trying to diminish it into a group.
That's New York. Let's get that. Let's make that clear. New York is the standard, not nobody else. New York. When people say, "Oh, you trying to be black," you mean black New York. You mean New York black. And there ain't no New York black without black immigrants. So you killed yourself like that. Sorry, family, phone call, but we gonna continue on. I brought it back a little bit.
Fashion, athletics, activism, aesthetics, everything. So trying to diminish it into a group, that's a way to avoid acknowledging that foundational Black Americans, we sit at the cultural center. So yeah, don't let nobody fool you.
New York sits at the cultural center. That don't include you, goofball.
Yeah, all that, yeah. FBA, y'all is black Mac. That's just tether whining. That's them trying to control the narrative. That's an act of hostility. It's not confusion. They're not confused. They're not confused at all. You understand? Now, when they trying to eat off of us and get resources that we created, we all brothers. And no. They only call us a group when they lose control of the narrative, when they are being held accountable for their disrespect, when they're trying to undermine our foundation of Black America.
How can a hate group hold anybody accountable? And you don't have any resources. Name the resources that somebody is taking from foundational Black Americans, the group you created. None.
Delineation. So that's deliberate disrespect driven by jealousy, held accountable for their disrespect when they're trying to undermine our foundation of Black American delineation. So that's deliberate disrespect driven by jealousy, insecurity, and their desire to maintain access to foundational Black American created benefits. You'll see these videos. I see these videos a lot. It's always somebody, they do these in the UK. I see a couple of dudes. There's one dude my lady was showing me. He said he's a Black American, but I'm getting like Caribbean vibes from this dude. I can't think of his name. There's a couple of guys, but this one in particular, I'm getting Caribbean vibes from this dude.
Again, there we go. If somebody don't agree with Tariq, they're either LGBTQ, Caribbean, Black, or some type of Black immigrant, or Democratic shield. You notice how there's nobody who is just FBA who doesn't disagree with Tariq. You have never seen somebody who is FBA but don't agree with Tariq Nasheed, who he doesn't then point out or try to create some narrative that they are a Democrat, LGBTQ, a swirler, a sellout, or a Black immigrant. There is no regular FBA people who don't agree with him. That's crazy.
No, Willie, I'm getting Caribbean vibe, but not Adonis. Adonis is cool. Adonis is cool. Yeah, Adonis is cool. Yeah, Adonis is all right. But it's another dude. Yes, another dude, and he says he's from. Yeah, Adonis is cool. Yeah, Adonis is, but this other dude, he says he's a Black American. But this dude, I don't know. It just he has foreign vibes. But he gets over there. He goes over to the UK, and I've seen a couple of the interviews where they're interviewing these people over there, and they be talking about us. Well, the African Americans, they don't have culture. They don't know where they're from, and it must be hard for them to not know where they're from. And dude, and they be low key talking slick. I'm like, man, where are these people when we're around? Where are these people? Let me tell you something. And these
Tariq, where are you from? Are you indigenous? Are you a Moor? Are you Egyptian? Or are you from West Africa? Where are you from?
people, when they say shit like that, they're deliberately, yeah, the tall guy. Yeah, the tall guy. Yeah, he never defend. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Real talk. He don't defend. Man,
There's nothing to defend. What they saying is not wrong. You're purposely, because you're a bozo and a part of a hate group, misrepresenting what they're saying. Like I don't understand what you don't understand about that. Like you are intentionally misrepresenting what they're saying and making it seem like they're saying something bad. When again, where are you from? Because you're not from America. So where you from?
honey, sweet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, dude, you can't shut these folks down. He'd be up there, hey, that really? Well, black Americans don't have no culture? They be just bucking his damn eyes. When they say some bullshit, he's sitting up there bucking his eyes, acting goofy. I'm like, dude, you can't shut that shit down? Yeah, Adonis can shut it down. I like Adonis. Adonis shuts their shit down.
Adonis is a bozo who don't be shutting nothing down. Let's get that out the way. Straight bozo. He can't shut anybody down.
But yeah, this other tall, goofy dude, they be talking this bullshit and he don't shut it down. I'm like, that's why I'm like, where is he from?
They don't be talking nothing stupid. You can't refute it. Where are you from, Tariq?
Where the hell is he from? But let me tell you something. These folks, when they say all that, they know who to say that shit around because a lot of these folks be on some of these podcasts saying this weird stuff. And when I show up, all the temperature changes. They know not to say none of that shit when I'm around.
Tariq, you don't talk to anybody who don't know not to say it. Vlad was saying that to your face and was laughing at you. Tucker Carlson destroyed you. Jared Taylor destroyed you. Adam 22 let you say what you were saying and he destroyed you low key too. Like people laughing at you. You're a meme. You're a joke. And you be ducking smoke. Because when Dr. Carr called you out for a debate about your FBA nonsense, you didn't want to have the conversation. It's funny how when people who are actually educated and have degrees and understand black history in America like the back of their hand, you don't want to talk to those people. You want to argue with random people who are not from America, who don't know the history of America, and you can say anything and they just got to accept it as fact. You notice how you don't talk none of this FBA nonsense with anybody who's not a meat handler and they from America, right? Michael J. White disrespected FBA to the max. How many other people have disrespected FBA to the max? You ain't never called them out and went to go to war with none of them because you know you would have lost. Like we know all this stuff you talking don't make no sense. We know the majority of black people don't see the world like this and don't agree with it. But please finish up because this has gone on long enough.
I come in waiting on. I'm like, okay, who's who? Who's who? Come on, let's have this conversation. And everybody changes it up. They don't say all that crazy shit when we come around. They don't say that. That means they know what they're saying is bullshit because they know who to say it to and who to say it around and who not to say it around.
Again, Tariq, you be picking and choosing. I never saw nobody who actually talked like that switch up. I never saw nobody switch up from saying black Americans don't have no culture. They don't know where they from. I never seen this. And FBA is not a lineage, it's a group. Who talks like that and switched up because you came around? I never seen it. You just making that up. Who talks like that and switched up because you came around? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to see the person.
Yeah, they know who to say that around and not to. All right, man. All right, who is this person? Adura, hop on, Adura.
Oh, so I think he's done now. So I'm not listening to anymore. Thank you, family, for watching to the end. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on my social media sites. Donate to me if you can. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks. I make videos. I do requests. Just let me know. Email me with anything you need or whatever the case may be. I apologize for my voice. I'm hoarse right now. I lost my voice. But yeah, I had to do this because again, like I just said and like I showed, he keeps doing the same videos with the same titles, but he keeps contradicting himself. Now FBA is a lineage. Excuse me. Now it's an ethnicity. Now people ducking you when you the one blocking people, and you running from social media site to social media site. You got chased off Clubhouse. You got chased off Twitter. Now you on TikTok, and it's only a matter of time before you get chased off there. But anyway, thank you again for rocking with me to the end. And on that note, family, peace.